Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, apologies for missing a few of the previous streams. We had a few emergencies in our real lives, so we had to get that hashed out. But things are stabilizing now, so consider the usual schedule recovered. Now for some announcements before we start the game. Firstly, remember to check out the link below for Sabbat the Schism, the V5 Sabbat book that allows you to play as clans from the Sabbat. Allows you to, study Roads of Enlightenment there. Having more connections between V20 and V5 store. So check out the link below for it. Below you'll also find a link to RS Experiments, aka Mark. We'd like to thank him for creating the custom tracks you hear during the breaks and during the intro. If you want to check out a SoundCloud page, link below. Lastly, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment, etc., etc., etc. We are live weekly, every Sunday, on Twitch and on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime, at 10 a.m. Pacific, or at 1 p.m. Eastern. Without further ado, we hope you enjoyed tonight's session of Beyond Armageddon. As the sun sets over LA and nightlife begins in Santa Monica, clubs begin to spring to life and neon lights fill streets. One of these lights, piercing through the office window and alerting Iris that business has opened. There's a brief moment where, in her usual rhythm of starting her work night, manage the club and obviously the Sabbat domain, there's a moment during that rhythm where Iris finds herself interrupted as she goes to
hello? Sorry. Wait. What? Sorry, is there something wrong with my sound?
No.
Oh, Okay, Miguel? I don't hear you, Miguel.
His mic lights up, but we cannot hear him. Nice.
Okay, yeah.
We're back, hopefully. So Iris begins her usual routine in her office as she reaches out to the computer and is instead surprised as her phone rings.
What's there?
Seems to be from a number you don't recognize, which usually indicates the use of a burner phone.
All right, I pick it up.
As you do, a familiar voice rings from the other side. A voice you recognize as belonging to your Banu Hakim investigator. Hello.
Well, good night to you as well.
Good night. I've come across some problems. Do you recall the investigation you charged me with?
Yes, I did.
Around Alzai. It seems I found a person of interest, and it seems she is aware she is being watched.
Is her name Margot?
Don't know her name.
Blonde?
Blonde, yes, wears glasses and a weird apparatus on her wrist.
She's indeed a person of interest for us as well. By the way, is she aware of you watching, or?
Well, I'm not entirely sure to what extent, but she managed to spot me. Which is not common.
Well, they do. Well, they do have a technology there that actually can even detect somebody astral projecting, so...
Never heard of a computer able to do that.
It pushes the idea of sci-fi.
Okay, so I would just like to make you aware of the potential risk she may pose, as she has locked herself within Alzai's headquarters. And I did spot a person of interest speaking with her.
Which
a
one?
man named Ian. You have referenced before.
Yes. Yes. Okay, understood. Well, we needed to get an insider scoop anyway, and she's been getting into contact with my ghouls, so I guess better late than never. Retract from keeping an eye on Owlseye for now. Remember my task about the Camarilla? Well, I know that they're up in arms because their prince got stolen. And now is dead. So they're probably still going to be quite armed and ready to take down. But I'd like to know if has Kian's child returned to the Camarilla domain or not?
I have not seen her.
Well, since we're going to be dealing with Alzai for now, oh, actually, are you aware of a La Zombra within a church within my domain? A nun.
Which one?
The nun.
Shockingly enough, that does not really narrow the...
Well, there's only one who is known as the nun.
Ah. But yes, I'm aware of the crazy bitch.
Are you capable of leading her somewhere? Or attracting her attention? You won't have to do anything, you'll just have to lead her somewhere where I'll meet her. It just needs to be a bit on the outskirts of my domain. The mansion of the Dimitri bishop who perished would be a good place.
Very well. Shall I make it fun or boring?
I just need her alive by the time I'm able to come fetch her.
Fun it is.
How you do it? Basically, the only condition is you may have as much fun as you wish, but she cannot have anyone tailing her to the mansion. No one else. Only her.
If she does bring someone else, do I have the freedom to deal with them as I wish?
Well, I don't know. Well, problem is, she'll probably bring some Sabbat, And I have no idea whether those be any Sabbatic matter. It could be an ally, could be a shovelhead.
Perhaps it's best if you don't know.
Well, I would find it very displeasing if, for example, she brought along an ally's child or something.
Fine. I'll keep things...
I mean, isn't it a challenge to you to ensure that she falls into your trap and you have fun, but she also, and either you lose any potential ally she takes with her, or you ensure that she is incentivized to follow your crumbs alone.
Roll manipulation and let's say manipulation and
Expression? I don't know.
expression. Yeah,
Empathy?
let's say expression.
Persuasive applies? Or well-reasoned?
Obviously.
Speeches?
No.
Beleza. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 successes.
Okay. There's almost a palpable pause in his speech where you can nearly hear him think for a moment.
Mhm.
And then he says, well, I accept your challenge. Maybe I will pose one to you as well. Though you'll figure it out once you get to the...
Very well then. Well, if you manage to do that within the night, and if you manage to do it today, I'll be able to fetch my delivery by, well, probably closer to the end of the night. But otherwise, alert me when you get her. I can get anywhere.
I'll send word.
I can get there quite easy. All right then. Awaiting your report. And Iris hangs up.
Yep. You hang up the phone, and you get a text from the same number, only including one emoji of a thumbs up.
Okay. Well, then Iris is just... She's just going to make her way to the office. Treason, the usual shtick. Or travel by wind, whichever's more comfortable. And otherwise, she's going to text her, like, the entire pack, including Olivia, that we need to deal with a loose end, so let's gather at the asylum within an hour.
All right. You depart, and for the rest of the pack, all of you get a message from Iris requesting your presence at the asylum.
My response, would you mind if I skip the line and teleport straight to the office?
Iris sent you a thumbs up.
Or, as we all know it, old vampires speaking.
Well, actually, you'd first probably get like an eye roll emoji, and then a GIF that has some subtitles that say, duh. That's what you'd actually get.
In italic, privacy.
Gabriel
Lucky for some, they can go through the front door.
Gabriel responds that he'll be there in an exact number of minutes.
So everybody expresses their own flavor of flavor.
It is amazing how abundantly neurodivergent this group is. So, each of you, in your own way, makes way to the office at the asylum, till eventually all of you are inside. And as some of you arrive, some of you await to be let in, you spot Iris basically talking in a quiet whisper with Olivia before they stop their conversation and turn their attention to
Has everybody at this point arrived?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no? Sorry.
Yes.
I'm gonna say for flavor, Gabriel was last.
Though not late, just last, exactly at the time you said you would arrive.
Yes.
Truha is never early nor is late.
He
Well,
arrives
then.
exactly when he means to.
All right then, so I don't think I have shared this with you previously, but a while ago, before we've learned of Alzai or the fact that they've adopted Sosimo and their brand of technologies, before Gabriel brought this to us, well, actually after we've learned it, but before all of that, do you remember that one company who used to manufacture anti-vampire weapons with connections to the government? Marcus Miguel was able to illegally purchase some of their goods. And once when you were going to be raiding Enoch, obviously I placed order for him that he may prepare some of those, given that they most likely would come useful to the younger members of our army. What though I eventually found out from him is that he was being essentially asked to perform tasks by somebody within the Owl's Eye in payment for those items. Now, Kian is 100% aware that Marcus is my goal, and I have no doubt that Margot, the contact person who placed those tasks before Marcus, I'm pretty sure they use some of their advanced tools to keep an eye, as well as she well knew that Marcus is a servant of mine. Some of the targets were, for example, security guards, some other ghouls belonging to us, even some Sabbat members. So I did already place some tech spirits in the office to observe and report to me. But our Banu Hakim mercenary has reported that, first of all, well, she caught him watching her and that apparently she's aware of supervision and decided to hole up even more in Owlstein. And there's been something being planned by Kian. And I'd like to know what, given my observation of the woman, what Gabriel said, Persephone pointed out, I'm sure she will have a lot of secret insider information that we could use. And either way, given some of their developments with their alpha version Persephone and the AI and its abilities, which are far more than what technology should be capable of.
Because it used to be a mage.
Are you saying that the whatever they have in Owl's Eyes also a fragment?
Yes, that's what I believe.
Well, point is, if that's the case, potentially and given Kian's ownership of the company as well as allegiance to Tal Mahara, it is very possible that unless we neuter that company, at least for the time being, whatever tools they have at their disposal could be very well used against our assault on Enoch. But so far, Persephone's knowledge is fragmented since it was illegally hacked and stolen. And Gabriel is also not that knowledgeable about all the details. But everything points that Margot has managed to become quite an important employee. So tonight, my plan is to get her out of the building and to yoink her. There are a few options available to me at hand. Now, some of my abilities allow me to use remotely powers as long as I perceive her, and obviously I'm not entirely too sure how well they'll work, given that whatever AIs they have in the building is certainly capable of detecting some of those uses, but from what I see, from my observation and use of my Caldenism, so far my use of way of attack on devices within it have not, raised any alarm, because it's not the usual vampire magic, nor is it human magic, and generally it's the spirits doing stuff. So there are a few options, though easiest would be if it's possible for me to make sure that for her it seems that she has some message or text, whatever, something that will motivate her to leave the building. Worst case scenario, with the new power I have, I could potentially make it seem as if the building needs to be evacuated. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, whatever's our approach, I can't be certain that, regardless of how inconspicuous my approach is. I can't be certain whether it won't raise alarms or somebody won't consider something to be off and to follow her out. So ideally, if it's going to be something like a fire alarm or something, which would require the teams to leave, there'll be still plenty of hunters outside. And I'm sure Margot would be well looked after, just in case somebody decides to steal her like we're planning to. So we'll need distraction. Maybe. Well, most likely we'll need.
What if we cause a power outage as a distraction? That will turn off most securities until they're able to turn on the backup generator.
I don't think we should even enter the building. I think our goal should be to get her out of the building. I'd remind you that last time that they certainly had on a lower level some ward that was able to affect me even though I was astrally projecting. We don't know what kind of out of the ordinary technological measures they have, and given our observation and what Gabriel reported to us based on their technology, I don't think it would be the best idea to take them on their turf. Even if the electricity goes out, those exosuits and other things like they can have
They'll still have power.
Yeah, and backup sources again. But like I said, I have been pushing my Coldenism in terms of tech further. And I'm fairly certain that it would be possible for me to play around with their very high tech, just with the spirits inside of the building. The thing is, whether we cause a fire alarm, power outage, whatever it is, it would be stupid of us to assume that they won't suspect that it's a sabotage or some trap. And
not if it's a power outage due to a storm.
I do
You'd
believe
have to prepare it a little bit in advance to make it a bit more inconspicuous.
Plus, if a sudden storm out of nowhere is definitely going to raise up red flags. My point is, there are different ways for me to get Margot outside, whether with disciplines, powers, subterfuge. What I'm saying, though, is that I don't know which one will work, but whether I manage to get her out alone or on some fake mission, whatever's the case, we should await the fact that even if she comes alone, she could have a tail. And that she'd be protected from such intervention.
Most likely.
In fact, if that would be the case, then we could be definitely certain that she is a high risk, and this is a lot of information that will have handy. Either way, in worst case scenario, I do believe, Gabriel, that one of the ways that we could cause a distraction is if you use your powers and alert them. for example.
Very well. Are we planning my speedy escape afterwards?
Well, I wasn't planning on having you even enter the building. I was more planning that perhaps we... Either way, point is, I don't know exactly what type of tools and options we'll have available. I need to move closer. I need to be within a kilometer of the building. To gather data from their very abundant and numerous technology. But I will be able to... I'll know what options we have once we're a bit closer. So, right then. So, Gabriel, is it safe for me to establish the group telepathic link with you now?
I believe so.
No side effects like last time?
Persephone, what do you think? Oh.
It's happened again, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
There we go. Persephone responds, "Not that I know of. What side effects are you fearing exactly?"
Didn't they hear voices and stuff before?
Yep. That's the side effect that we heard the sire.
Yeah, I will explain this to Persephone. That I believe they heard my sire before.
I mean, it's possible you might hear him, but not in the way you used to.
Well, to be fair, actually, if we establish that link, everybody can only hear things that, except for me, you have to speak out loud, even if it's whisper, to communicate. So technically, your thoughts are not heard. It's more like a group call.
Good old fucking radio.
Yeah.
I think
So-
we'll be fine, Iris.
All right then. Then I'll establish right now Babel with everyone present.
Mm-hmm.
No roll needed.
I'm not gonna have you roll for it.
Well,
Even
not-
if you needed to, because you can just attempt it again.
Well, no, it's only to make it more than 10 people.
Fine. Proceed.
So, as you all stand, Iris just like closes her eyes for a moment, and all of you feel a tiny little push, not the same as usual when she uses telepathy. Much less invasive, so to say. And finally, she opens her eyes. Right then, so in case none of you have ever experienced this before, as long as you just stay within, I believe, about maybe 100 kilometers of me, or something like that, anything you say out loud, whether in whisper or not, will be heard by the rest of you, as if you're standing right next to each other. This will allow us to break into groups and take in different positions. Olivia and I will be a bit further from Owl's Eye. The rest of you, I'd like to move in a bit closer, but still keep some distance until more information is gathered by me. But since most of the fuckery was a building technology, whatever will be done by me, it's best that I stay away. So if there's a need for combat, retrieval, yoinking Margot off the street or whatever, it'll be up to 2 teams for you guys. All right?
All right.
Sure thing.
Right then, so I suppose Abel, Jack, both of you can choose whether you go with Jasper or Gabriel. Perhaps Jack with Gabriel, given that your Umbra powers might fill in some holes. Abel, you go with Jasper. And Iris pulls out a map and basically points out 2 locations, sort of like on the opposite sides of Owl's Eye, maybe like half a kilometer away. Pick a vantage point somewhere here. I will arrive first, and she points in in the general area. I will arrive around here first and have a look around the technology area. Since Olivia and I can fly, I'm certain I can avoid any cameras or other technological surveillance. So I can make sure that whatever vantage point or staking out position you choose, that you won't be noticed before we finish our plan. So, to sum up, Olivia and I will go up ahead. I will stake out technology, cameras, etc., and start gathering data about Margot and options we have, and ensure that there are non-observable routes for you. Turn off cameras and so on. Once I ensure those positions are safe, I'll let you know, and you can move into place. By the time you have moved into place, I'm sure I'll have a bit better overview, and I will relate to you what's going to be our approach. Main thing is, we don't go inside the building.
That's like the main idea of the siege, but like...
Yeah, but we're not besieging them. We're beating.
It's essentially it's an extraction.
Yes.
But without going, which is fun.
So take whatever you need, prepare whatever you think might come useful. Olivia and I shall head out, and I'll secure your positions first. If you notice anything, remember, quiet whisper will sound to all of us as if you're just right by my ear. All right? Oh, and potentially keep no burner devices or tech with you. Although we do have our private system.
We can leave it in the car.
Well, just don't even take it with you. All right?
Aye.
After all, there's AI doesn't entirely follow all they will have is limited by what humans security and observation things can do. So best to have no access points left for it. All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure only Gabriel has, with Persephone's aid, can have some devices for use moderately securely. But if we want to extract her and we want to catch her, that AI cannot understand, like, whatever we do. It cannot. It shouldn't
cannot
be
alert
able.
anyone.
No, it cannot whatever it's saying, whether it's they're under attack or else. It cannot. If it understands that Margot is a target, I'm fairly certain we'll lose our chance.
Is there like a empty box or like a vase in the office?
I will be able to tell you.
It's just a question of yes or no.
There would,
because it's gotta be the shame pile for the phones.
There would be enough containers to pick one that is suitable. Probably you'd if you're looking for something just to drop the phones in and close a lid on top of it, Iris could probably have some
A Faraday cage. I definitely have a Faraday cage.
Do you?
Of course I do.
Okay, well I'll grant it this one time just because it's a side thing, but usually I'd have you roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
And shit succeed, you know that.
Oosh. So
But
proceed.
yeah, like Jack will just pick up the box and like, yeah, you heard the lady. Everything not analog.
All right then.
So none of you have phones on you from this point on, correct?
No.
Okay. No phones, no general communication devices
We have
other than the supernatural means.
Well, basically, Iris did say that Gabriel.
No. I heard it. I heard it. I'm just confirming.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Right.
I guess that I have nothing on me.
On you? No. In you? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
In the gayest way
Right,
possible.
Yes.
Right then. Olivia and I shall move out. I shall let you know of a safe route and position once I have ensured that it won't. Once that I have ensured that there will be no cameras watching you and so on, like while we stake out the building. All right. And Iris waves her hand. The window opens, and she whooshes out.
All right. Olivia follows, and now I will ask Iris to make a perception and, let's say, because we're talking about checking for security specifically, correct? Or are you just checking in general?
No. So it will be like basically security like technology cameras, because essentially once I'm, Iris and Olivia can fly around, and using Way of Spirit, I will want to use my,
Okay, so you have two ways of
all
doing
of those.
this, and each of them are gonna
Mhm.
have different effects. You can make a flat roll to try and spot it with your eyes, or you can use
Mhm.
your Khaldunic aptitude to try and sense where it might be. Khaldunic aptitude won't be as accurate in assessing the location or what type of devices you find, but it's more sure to work. Spotting it with your eyes will give you like more details about what kind of device it is, where it's pointed. It won't alert any spirits because you're not interacting with them. But it is, it requires more effort on your part, and you're less apt at this type of stuff.
So, yes. So once I'm in position, so I have a kilometer radius around me, which should cover both the positions for the rest of the pack and Alzai. So first, what I want to ensure is that they can get to their stakeout positions without getting flagged on the cameras, etc. And given how Way of Spirit works, within that whole range, I could use perception shift activation to then just use perception plus technology, given my security specialty and so on, to find those things.
Technically, for finding security devices and checking if they are pointed in the direction you would expect them to be pointed at, that would be a larceny roll. Because you're trying to avoid detection of cameras. Avoiding being seen by cameras is more of a larceny thing. Technology would be if you wanted to identify what type of device it is, if it's on, any like damage the device might have.
Here's the thing. So I'd agree on the larceny normally, but because of the way, like the fact that Way of Spirit is literally all that area is visible to you, regardless of walls or anything else, right? And because of that visibility with the perception shift, which allows me to also perceive it all at the same time, I'd say that technology could apply here because of having the security and networks specialty.
If I allow the use of technology for this, the information you're gonna get is not as good. That's all I can say. Because you're going to be estimating what kind of devices they have and looking for those devices. If they have anything that you usually wouldn't expect, you're not going to be looking for that. Because you're relying on what you know about tech.
Which is 7, so...
And you've seen Alzai has shit you don't know anything about.
Yep,
so.
yep. Yeah, but this is not inside Alzai. This is currently outside on the streets.
Yeah.
So
correct.
I'm not focusing on Alzai right now. It's essentially basically just like, or what would be my alternative with Coldonism with Way of Tech at 5 right now.
Entirely up to you which roll you want to make. It's just keep in mind the result depends on what stats you're gonna use.
Yeah, well, basically my idea was that I first use the technology and Way of Spirit to find less tracked routes and like positions suitable, right?
Okay, then let's start with that roll. Let's start with that roll.
And then if anything's needed, then use Way of Tech to, make it not work.
Then if we're using your sense, like your Khaldunic sense, to spot these things, then let's go that way. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So perception and awareness.
Wouldn't be a occult for Khaldunic rolls?
You're not activating a Khaldunic power. You're using your Khaldunic aptitude to sense something.
Discerning applies?
Yes.
Okay. Pelese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay. So you identify a route that is... It's not entirely devoid of cameras. It's kind of impossible to find a route like that in Santa Monica. But you do find a route that has a good number of blind spots if problems arise and you need to stop on your way there to, avoid detection later on.
Well, my idea was that essentially I identify the route with least cameras and tech that could alert, and then use my way of.
So
and then
in terms
use
of
the way of
detection,
tech.
We're going step by step. So
okay.
In terms of detection, you do identify a route that has blind spots. In terms of tech that you would think would be cameras. Places where CCTV would be present, for example. You don't sense any technology in high places or in corners of buildings in these areas, and you basically connect the dots to make a path towards your objective. The closer you get to Alzai, you do notice that it's harder and harder to do that.
So I suppose that the closer they'll get to Alzai, I'll have to essentially just use my observation, position, to just watch them traveling and just briefly basically interfere with cameras or tech, because I don't want to instantly like shut down a bunch of different cameras all the way from Santa Monica to Alzai, right? It's going to be suspicious, right? But if the interruptions are brief, right? Camera turning a different way or something like that, as they move, it is possible to do it less conspicuously, so to say.
To some extent. You're not sure what the reaction will be if these interferences are detected, but in theory, you're able to do this.
What about Deus Ex?
Again, it depends. It depends who detects it.
Well,
because
I guess from my
if a
conversation,
human looks at the footage and goes like, "What the hell is this camera doing?" Your power does nothing for that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what about basically after communicating with the spirit, tech spirits, right? Let's say it's a tech a camera, right? It does record, but would a tech spirit be able to, for a brief moment, to basically just loop, something, like a previous recording?
If the camera itself has the capability to do it, it will. But a tech spirit can't really do anything it doesn't have the capability to do. So
can it remove something from the image?
Well, cameras can't really do video editing like that. A camera might be also, if it's a camera that moves. Camera might be able, for example, to turn away from areas where it knows you have things that you don't want seen. But a camera like that can't, for example, cut off the people you don't want detected. So I'll let you ponder this for a moment. And in the meantime, I want to reach out to the other pack members to see what preparations all of you will make.
A gun and a car with blades that do not trace to any of us.
Okay.
I don't fucking know.
You're your resources are good enough that you can specify things you want on that car. If you want anything specific.
Just the ability to floor it and like have expectation to get away from somebody.
Okay.
I think a van that blends in might be better.
We are in LA.
A hippie
Okay.
van could actually go by pretty.
When was the fucking
conspicuous.
V12 with a fucking turbo diesel engine from the
let
fucking
me-
We
80s?
need a way to restrain Margot once we have her.
Shit. Being used to deal with fucking vampires, you just like first idea, steak.
Well, if you guys are
Fucking
actually
accidentally
discussing
stakes Margot. Oops.
well,
Oh,
if you guys are discussing it out loud that you need a way to restrain her, you'll
Iris, I will
definitely hear
mention.
it.
I'll mention if you want to participate in that discussion. I'll keep that in mind when it comes to the difficulty of the roles you'll have to do.
Yeah, but I activated perception shift for all the observation, so
Sure.
I can do minor communication.
Sure.
Specifically about
I'll still keep it in
restraining,
mind. But proceed.
specifically about restraining, Iris just says, that is least of concern. And every single one of you just hears it as a whisper right into your ear.
I presume we shouldn't bunk her on the fucking head because it's not Hollywood. Well, it is Hollywood, but it's not.
I'll just make her like me so that she'll come willingly.
Do try that. Lads,
Abel and Jasper, would you pitch in with any ideas or any ways you could use your skills to help?
Well, I could tie her up with vicissitude, but we need something to immediately, make her silent in case she doesn't want to come with us.
I'm pretty sure if like we're able to use disciplines on her, dominate is a bit less traumatic.
Sure. Maybe a bag over her head so she doesn't remember where we're taking her or doesn't even know. Just in case,
That works.
So, what preparations do you guys make? So you're getting a car. At least Jack is getting a gun.
I don't really need a gun.
Okay.
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles. All right.
Ah, yes. The second alternative to that combo discipline that allows you to slap people with fucking ag.
And a couple of pairs of handcuffs, or maybe one that's bigger for ankles.
Kinky.
All right. So
Oh,
handcuffs.
since we're going
or-
there, also a ball gag.
Okay. I'll just say, like, dungeon supplies, I guess.
we take fucking Jasper's car.
My gremlin ass comes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, we need a ball cack, I guess.
Right, so, let's say you're bringing, for example, zip ties, a bag, some...
That's perfect.
Some, like, crumpled up cloth that you can, like, stuff your mouth with and tie.
Yeah.
Anything else? Also, the specifics on the car. Jack, since you do have resources and you have some experience with, you know, stuff like this, and when shit hits the fan, you have experience in firefights.
I'm the getaway driver.
I'll have you roll flat intelligence.
Can do.
And I'll tell you if something comes up that might be a useful thing that you can add to your shopping list, basically.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. So, it occurs to you that the car, obviously, different vehicles are better for different tasks. If you expect things to go smoothly, then having a car that blends in and has enough space to hold a hostage is obviously nice. Having that car be fast is also a good option if shit hits the fan. You also have enough resources to procure through some questionable means an armored vehicle.
Ooh.
That is discreetly armored, so essentially made bulletproof or soundproof in the place where you're holding the hostage. If you're expecting things to go wrong, bringing some heavier firepower should be something that you should consider. And while you don't really have access to a huge array of, military gear, you do know that it's pretty easy to cause some pretty serious damage if you know what to use and how to use it.
Yeah.
So you can do that on a budget even if you need to, but you don't need to.
You got a sommelier from John Wick, me motherfucker? Because I know you love this scene. But yeah, like, well, handgun,
You
obviously.
have access to medical supplies, do you not?
Or less.
If we need to subdue her, medications could be used.
Am I good enough for this shit? I have some medicine, so fine. Let's take heavy drugs with us. Like, sedatives.
Iris was medicine 6, listening to all of this, like, what the fuck are you focusing on?
All right, so
Excuse me. Like, choking her is dangerous. Sedatives are slightly less dangerous.
So let's do this. Let's do this because it seems like Jack and Gabriel are more handling the vehicle and restraining gear for this operation. So in the group chat, you guys can send essentially a list of stuff you'll bring. Jack has enough resources and Iris has enough connections that you'll be able to procure this on time. Abel and Jasper, the two of you would ideally contribute in your own way. And this is me as an ST poking you with a stick and telling you to, yeah.
Miguel, did you see my last message?
I did.
is it possible for me to roll something? Like, or like,
If you
what is
thought,
Iris's?
if you thought of something, you can just, have it. If you want to come up with something with my help, then
Well,
I'll allow you to.
Iris is smarter and more experienced than I am. That's why.
I mean, I can probably keep aerial survey or something.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good.
Basically, because I did kind of like have some like red herring plan and so on. I just like Iris is smarter than me. Let's be honest.
I guess Jasper can also survey through the Shadowlands.
Miguel?
You can make Iris. You can make a roll of. Let's see what stats would be good for this. I have to pull up the sheet. Let's say intelligence and. For an operation like this, either larceny or streetwise, I guess. And streetwise is more social, but
Subterfuge, maybe.
I'll allow it. Subterfuge.
Okay. Does book smart apply? Tactical, like reading also Art of War and that
unfortunately
stuff.
So I
Okay.
will, because this was mentioned out of character a few times in past sessions. Perfect timing for Gabriel to have a tactical specialty on one of his skills.
Damn right.
3 successes.
All right. So with 3 successes, I'll mention useful aspects that you would be aware, like useful skills you'd be aware are present in the pack.
I meant more regarding my general outline plan right now.
Well, I mean, there are pros
In
and there
regards
are
to that.
cons to it. What I would say is you need to keep in mind that within your pack, you have someone else who's a tech whiz. You have someone who's not just a good driver, but has combat experience in mortal situations and has come into contact with some of the hunters. So he has an idea of what he's dealing with. You have someone with extensive expertise in medicine, both in life and after the embrace, and who is a practiced necromancer, who has in the past, used wraiths to do his bidding, or intel gathering and such, and who is also a holderness. And you have someone who can fly and sense social weaknesses and people at a glance.
As well as cast illusions. And
who can cast illusions. So you have a wide range of skills. I won't comment on how efficient this plan is because there's a lot of variables. What I will say is any plan benefits if the workload is shared between people and they work on what they're good at.
All right then. So eventually, after like maybe an hour and a half passes, there's a sigh in all of your ears, and there's all right then. So I have found a couple of routes to get closer to the buildings, but we still, neither group, except for me, but I'm Ariel, can get actually close enough without me having to turn off too many devices or interfere with too many for it not to be suspicious. So this is my current idea. It would require Zoe Gabriel perhaps to be on their own. So the idea would be that Jack and Jasper go together, and Abel would cast an illusion on Jasper that he may look like me. And in the area where you would be approaching from, that's the area where I would massively interfere with, security. And Jasper could also add to the urgency by causing power outages, essentially, and Abel could, I guess, provide aerial supervision, but essentially that would be the red herring team. Your job would be to essentially make it seem as if we're planning some sabotage. And Jasper, with his coldness, is far more likely capable of, emulating my abilities. That would make it possible for me to make sure that Gabriel gets very close to the building, and perhaps resources, teams, and more people would essentially focus on the danger where supposedly I, Jack, and who else is, right? Because whether Margot goes out or not, if there is less troops in the Owl's Eye and the attention is shifted, I get far more opportunity to bait her outside without it, whether by force or without it being interrupted. And I would still mostly remain away so that I'm able to fuck about with their technology and even fuck about with whatever reports they get into their AI. But it is nearly impossible to approach Owl's Eye close enough to snipe Margot from the usual range of places she goes to without drawing attention. So, feedback, and also Iris basically just describes the exact route to which you can get halfway with blind spots and so on. And describes the location where Jack, Jasper, and Abel would come in, with Jasper looking like his Iris. Well, feedback, ideas?
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it's much more easier for me to ensure that Gabriel gets close enough with minor camera.
Yes, I am very motivated to get Margot.
How big of a blackout would you want?
Well, make it. I'm pretty sure Owl's Eye will stay rather. A lot might stay unaffected, but you can easily make it about 1 kilometer radius. In fact, if that blackout takes out a lot of their not surveillance not owned by them, it should be threatening enough. I'm certain their devices would still be functional, but that just means I know which ones are theirs.
Okay.
Like, it'll narrow down.
Gabriel, would you happen to know where the substation of that area is?
Iris tells you
The
where the
electrical
substation is.
substation?
Iris tells you
Do-
where it is.
Do I remember the place's layout, right?
Oh no, we're talking about city grid.
Well,
Oh.
Mhm.
okay.
Of the area.
Proceed.
Iris tells you that exact
Okay.
location. Obviously, once it starts, I don't know how much perception of Ray the Owl's Eye Persephone has, but it's good to have also an early warning system in the Shadowlands, especially if you guys are going to be pretending to be led by me. Nagaraja assassins popping out of the Shadowlands would be a rather unwelcome surprise.
Do you want them dead or do you want them captured?
No, we're not going to get much of them captured. The main thing is that whether the enemies are from Owl's Eye troops or from Enoch, they shouldn't figure out that Jasper is not Iris and that this is a red herring. Your job is to pretend that I am leading some sort of siege attack.
Mm-hmm. I guess I can make something big after turning off the lights, if you want. To make it so like we're trying to sabotage or do something like that.
Yes, just main thing is Abel does have to set make one of his illusions happen. Abel, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yes.
I'm pretty certain your illusions also manifest on cameras.
Out of game, I would need to verify that, but for I think it has. We've had situation before, yes.
Yes.
At your level with the stuff you have, yes. The way I would usually rule it is if the illusion is a temporary one, it appears in the footage until you dispel it, or until it is dispelled, right? Because it's basically a figment of reality being projected there. The moment it's dispelled, it's like it ceases to exist for everybody. Since you can make it permanent.
Yeah. So yeah, I can make a permanent. Well, I don't need to make it permanent if I'm around. Close enough illusion on Jasper if you want, yes.
Well, decide. What about how do your illusions work? I've never really studied it, so if somebody sees through it, does it cease for everyone or only the observer?
It's the observer who needs to disbelieve it. But once someone has seen through it, he can, draw others' attentions to it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, and is either of them stronger than the other?
What do you mean?
Well, as in strong, like harder to disbelieve.
No.
Hmm.
The permanency only affects illusions that require, distance, I guess.
Well, since you did say that aerial view, you do have the aerial, capabilities. While I'm certain to be able to cover that with my position and
I can
spirit sight,
also disguise myself as a vulture or something, making circles.
well, my point is, if you make it permanent, then from your aerial vantage, you can easily either aid Jasper or Jack, or come to aid Gabriel at a moment's notice without the illusion breaking.
How far are we gonna be from each other then?
Well, about 2 kilometers max from each other.
I think I can cover that.
Yeah, either way, from my vantage point, and Iris names an area, I can perceive a kilometer in all directions. But I won't be able to come and join on the ground so much.
Yes, I will probably need to make it permanent. It's only meters that I can affect.
Also, it would be good if initially, while you start the red herring operation, get seen by a few cameras before the blackout and mass interference. It would be good if you'd also be seen along with the others, even if you go airborne later. Just to make it seem like more of us are concentrated there. Oh, actually, I just thought you could also add perhaps some temporary illusions at first that Olivia is also initially somewhere present, as well as Gabriel. Later on, you can disperse it once we have the cameras off and all. But if most of our pack is seen elsewhere before our plan commences, they won't be looking for us elsewhere.
So should I maybe create a permanent illusion concentrated on Jasper?
Yeah, make Jasper look like me.
Yes, and also that there's a copy of me walking beside him, for example. And
I think you can just make sure that there's like a copy, like Olivia and Gabriel. I have camera vision, so I can tell you when to cast that other Olivia and Gabriel, when and where, for it to be noted before I turn off cameras and Jasper does his thing. Afterwards, they don't need to remain.
I will need to be in the vicinity to cast those illusions.
Jasper would now whisper to Iris, saying, I have sent some wraiths to, keep an eye on the Shadowlands and also to mess with any still functional cameras outside of Owl's eyes after the blackout begins.
Just keep also messing about in the direction from where you'll be faking the approach on the building, all right?
Okay.
Right then, so Iris essentially gives a route for Gabriel to follow on his getaway car, and a starting point for still outside the intense security zone for Jasper, Abel, and Jack. In the meanwhile, she says, right, and I'll now start gathering data on some devices of Margot's devices and stuff, and keeping an eye there. Start getting into positions. Once you're ready, I will mess with the cameras, and then Jasper, you will proceed. Once that has drawn their attention, Gabriel, I'll follow you along your route to get close enough so that you remain unobserved. Okay?
Okay.
Right then. Well,
Alright, well, as you hash out the details of the plan and begin heading out to prepare for this operation, we'll take a short 15-minute break, and we will return to the execution of this plan and how it goes horribly wrong. So we'll be back very, very soon. Welcome back. We join one of our pack members as they put the plan into action. At the local power station, next to a recently fed upon and unconscious security guard, is Jasper, eyeing the malfunctioning cameras and preparing to start some shit. Jasper?
Yes, I would like to blood buff my stamina as I whisper just enough so I can alert everyone else. Well, let's begin then. And I would like to use Capula's Fury.
Paulus.
Kupala's, sorry.
Alright. You may make the activation roll.
And since Jasper had Endurance of Stone pre-activated, he gains +2 to stamina rolls.
Mm-hmm.
To all stamina rolls, so this would be +3 from the blood buff, 8 plus. Okay. Elise.
That is...
Well, that's...
How many successes? God damn.
I think I only got 3 successes.
Oh, good.
Alright. Well, let me see if that reaches far enough. It should, but always best to double check.
A large city block, an entire side street, or a large city block. 3 successes.
Mm-hmm. I'd say that the power station is close enough, so yes. Right. So, Jasper, through the illusion that was placed on you, you close your eyes, resting your palms on the ground, and you call upon the power of the earth elemental. Soon after, all of the members of the pack begin to see panic streets. People begin to run towards more open areas or standing near sturdy walls. The earth shakes furiously as in the local area you can actually see some structures falling. And in the midst of the local panic, Iris, what do you do?
Well, first of all, definite of first the observation of what's the reaction of Zalzai. I still have perception shift active, so with the way of spirit, it's the same as standing right there. So, what status update?
So, I won't have you roll for a general assessment of the situation. However, if you want to see, like specific details of security protocols that might be important, for that you'll have to.
More like I'm trying to see whether current earthquake has like caused any alarm or like, just like raised a couple eyebrows, because essentially I'm just, before even any power outage or like whatever happens, what I'm waiting for is just to start like use Deus Ex Machina on that area where Abel, Jack, and Jasper are, to fuck about with the cameras, because that should definitely, be cause for alarm with their like technology.
Yeah, of course. But regarding what I mean is, you want to see how things are, like assess the situation in Owl's Eye, right?
Essentially, basically, I'm just like watching to see once they start paying attention, right, to what's happening. Because obviously there was no earthquake warning, so which we usually sort of get, right?
It would be expected.
So obviously it will like have somebody on, security observation starting to look around, and Iris probably would have used all the time while everybody traveled to find those people, the 911 early emergency agents.
Yeah, first responders.
To exactly use the moment when they start looking for what the fuck, to use that moment to use Deus Ex essentially to convince those spirits within that range, right?
It's
where
within
Jasper
line
is.
of sight, but yes.
I have Way of Spirits, so 1 kilometer radius from in every direction of me.
So make the activation roll.
All right. So that would be per, I think it was intelligence, and difficulty will be 7. Right, so intelligence and occult, and that's 11d10. Pelese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 successes.
All right. In an instant, essentially you see this almost imperceptible flash in the local tech as computers begin to tweak whatever registers they have, whatever information they present. Cameras begin to shift in particular ways that benefit the people you are allied with.
Mm-hmm. And as it starts to happening, I whispered to Jasper that, right then, devices glitching en masse. They're paying attention. Wait on my signal to fry the entire power, like was a substation.
As she says that, Jasper will start ionic attunement.
All right. So I believe
And
that
in the
requires
meanwhile,
an activation roll, correct?
Yes.
And in the meanwhile, Iris just basically continues watching those, operators. Thank you, Way of Spirit. I can look over the back of your computer screen as if I'm a micromanaging manager. But yeah, as soon as I see that they're starting to narrow down on the area, that's when I'll say, I'll let Jasper know he's like, he can fire whenever. Okay?
Yes, Jasper is waiting for the signal.
So ionic attunement is activated, and I'm accounting for the amount of successes. So you may use your next power, and it will benefit.
Palese.
So how are the operators?
on. Waiting for Jasper to make a roll. Because that will influence how people react.
Wait, but I'm waiting for Iris' signal.
She just gave it.
Oh, she gave it?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna bend down, grab either a piece of metal or a stone, because Jasper definitely doesn't want to be near the generators as he does this. And he's going to use Asgardian Strike.
Alright. Which, let me double check, but I believe it's an auto success. Right? Because of...
Upon activation, the next attack
Yep.
will cause a burst of electricity to form.
So you have to activate the power, so make the activation roll for it. So
Mhm.
difficulty is the level of the power plus 3.
Alyssa?
There we go. It's active. Have at it.
And
Hooray.
Jasper will throw either a pebble or a piece of metal, sharp piece of metal, whatever,
Mhm.
into the substation generators.
All right. As the, let's say it's you grabbed some, like some, I don't know, a pipe that you wrenched from the wall. As it lands on the generator, there is a blinding flash. And Jasper, I need you to make a soak roll.
Sure thing. Okay, so that's 8 plus this. Okay.
So, Jasper, after feeling this impact as you hit the wall, you open your eyes to see that the generator is... part of it is completely fried and melted. And whatever bits are still intact are starting to emit quite a bit of smoke. You can see faint lights in the now darkened room begin to rise as fire begins to build up. Meanwhile, the rest of you, in a very fleeting moment during this earthquake, as it finally begins to slowly die down, there's a loud echo of a sound between an explosion and a mountain falling. And the city, or this section of the city, goes absolutely dark. Iris, as you have sight within Owl's Eye, you notice that immediately as the lights go off, all the people who were previously following standard procedure for an earthquake get up and make their way to, well, somewhere they seem to be in quite an organized hurry to reach.
Mm-hmm.
You will note,
Since I have...
You will note, however,
Yeah.
as before, that your sight does not reach into the levels you know Margot to be in.
Wait, my only place where my sight couldn't reach was that very basement.
Yeah.
But what about my way of tech? Because previously I did establish connection with
Yeah.
the
You
device.
can't see anything in that area.
even with tech spirits?
Even with the tech spirits. In fact, none of the tech spirits in that area are really interacting with you.
Mm-hmm.
You sense them there. It's just they're not acknowledging your existence.
So does it seem like all those people are moving down there?
Not all of them, but some of them.
So how do they move? What? Since I can see the entire building moving and so on, I can,
Well, perception and empathy, please.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, Abel, as you fly overhead, watching the now darkened city, you see some flashing lights, along with the sounds of sirens, beginning to appear here and there, reaching places where the screaming population was loudest. One thing you notice specifically is that none of these lights, none of these ambulances, police cars, none of the first responders are even approaching Alzheimer.
I will inform. I will think to the others.
Oh, you'll have to speak.
You'll have to speak yet.
I will whisper to the others that the Cain are not interested in us.
Iris will be like, what do you mean?
The police and first responders are going anywhere else but the Owl's Eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good to know. Maybe they should be convinced to go there. But let's see how it develops.
Iris,
So I had 4 successes.
as a result of your roll, you can tell that very clearly these people are following a procedure they were trained for. And while some of them vanish into that lower level, can't really see,
Mm-hmm.
you notice them preparing a number of vehicles in the building after they're already armed. So they're
Also,
ready to
by the way,
respond to something serious.
Yes, so once I see them do that, right, I'd like to use Way of Spirit to essentially just like zoom in and like listen in to like, look at the devices, etc. Like basically what's the target, what's the,
Okay. Make a wits and... I'll say wits and occult roll, please.
Mm-hmm. Does foresight apply? I don't know.
Foresight does not.
Holdenism?
Yes, but not book knowledge. This is something you would know from interacting
No. Yeah, I know.
spirits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 successes.
Okay. You notice something you didn't expect. In fact, something you didn't even know was possible given the powers you have.
Mm-hmm.
The spirits inform you about as much as they can possibly inform you. They tell you who is going where. They tell you what, essentially what identity chips and what phones are going where. They tell you everything you ask. But for some reason, as you're receiving all of this information from the spirits, it's not that they stop because they don't want to tell you. They desperately want to, and they're trying. But something just quiet them all down.
Okay, well, currently I've received enough right now. So are they basically heading out to where the rest of the team is?
Well, so far, the cars are being prepared and people are gearing up.
Well, they did give me some info, so plus I can still, I don't even need to speak to actually spirits. In fact, normally I actually would I think you maybe misunderstood. My initial idea was that because Way of Spirit is like clairvoyance within that range, I can literally just look at their devices.
I am fully aware, and you do get all of that information until they actively shut you out. And you don't sense any reluctance to help, as you would.
Again, but honey, my initial I wasn't actually planning to ask the technology.
I know you're
so
not
on.
asking for help. I know you can sense things through them.
No, not sense. I can literally see it.
Yes.
So it's like if there's a computer screen, I can literally look at it.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm telling you that your power works until something makes it stop working.
It can't?
It shouldn't be able to. Very different.
So how does that affect? Because Way of Spirit is like clairvoyance. It's like it's not based on any spirit around. It's just being omnipresent.
Well, you were reaching out to the tech spirits, correct?
I wasn't. No, I was literally looking at their computer screens and listening into whatever commands they got. I wasn't interacting.
Oh, apologies. I
Yes.
misunderstood what you were trying to achieve. I thought you were using one of the powers.
No. I was just Genius Loki. Genius Loki, because
And it's just essentially
really
powerful clairvoyance.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not interacting.
Apologies,
I
misunderstood.
There.
I misunderstood which power you were using.
Okay.
So that's my bad. Retcon everything I just said. So, what specific information do you want to look for? And I'll give it to you because that power actually works in most of the building.
Yes, so essentially, with those teams that are gearing up, arming up to go, right? And also perception shift is still active. So essentially, I'm just very quickly gathering from their computer screens, microphones, whatever commands they get, whether on mobiles, desktops, whatever I can physically observe or hear, I'm using to understand where are the teams heading out, what is the current security protocol, and any active commands.
So
and
the active commands you hear, they're technically all encoded, but you do manage to gather quite a bit of information from them regardless. They're evacuating basically, general staff and leaving the most important VIPs in the safest place, which is the place they call the bunker, which you deduce to be that basement you can't look into. Among the people mentioned, none of them are mentioned by name, but among the people mentioned, some of them are referred to sort of in the midst of a panic. They drop the code on one of these sentences, and they refer to them as the Four Eyes.
Okay. What about Four Eyes?
Four Eyes would be, slang for a nerd who wears glasses.
No, I meant more what about them? That
they're
going
some of the people being evacuated.
Evacuated into the bunker or outside?
Outside. The VIPs, so the very, very important folks that need to be kept safe at all cost, whether they know to what extent or not, they're being kept downstairs in that basement. Other staff are being evacuated, presumably, from the information you can gather, in those vans.
Because Way of Spirit allows me. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to risk being found out too soon. Are there anybody who mentioned Four Eyes who seems to be like evacuated? Like, no.
Right now, they're still preparing the vehicles, but you're smart enough to understand the inference of like the movement of the people. You're pretty sure that while part of the staff are prepping the evacuation, the rest of the staff are making sure they escort the relevant personnel to those vehicles.
Okay,
So they haven't gotten there yet, and you haven't seen them leave the basement yet.
Yeah, okay, well, could I maybe draw a card right now? Because
Astral projection or being,
I'm not astrally projecting.
So you're
I'm not astrally projecting.
You're just using the vision then.
Yeah, it's because it's same as green side.
Okay
Way of Spirit.
then, you can pull a card. Sure.
Yeah, it's a yes or no, essentially. And the question is whether the Four Eyes being referred is actually Margot. Because if it's her, then we just need to continue creating noise and threat levels for
Roll.
them to evacuate.
It's a yes or no question. You can't give it more context than the question itself.
Yeah. Can we like finish the two rolls into one?
Sure.
Instead of perception, awareness,
Sure.
and intelligence occult. Perception occult, I guess.
Yeah, let's say perception occult. That's fine.
Okay. Belese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That gives you
7,
a
6,
cohesive enough answer. I'm not going to say the card exactly because that would require me to open up another page.
Yeah, I know.
To keep things swift, the card you draw tells you that she is among the people being evacuated, but she isn't the only one.
All right. Okay. Right. As it's so, once I've observed it, so then I essentially everybody starts hearing. Right then. So, Alza currently is following a protocol of evacuation. Some teams are prepared to evacuate less non-VIPs, and our luck is that Margot is among the non-VIPs that will be evacuated out of the building. And for now, what is required is that urgency and approaching threat from me is continued to get closer. I will not interfere with. I won't interfere or do anything so much with the owl's eye, and Jasper makes sure to approach owl's eye but not reach it. We don't want them to clamp down and keep Margot in the basement where I can't reach and where it's warded off.
Could I sneak in as a shadow?
No, that's the area which almost killed me. All right.
Unless they feeling like burning everybody alive.
No, we currently, according to their protocols, Margot is to be evacuated out of the building, obviously with guards and whatever. But this is our opportunity. If it seems that any of their scientists are likely to be captured because we are close or attacking the building directly, I'm certain that they will not get them out of the basement where we can't access. So I want you free to continue, to continue creating distractions up north. Gabriel, keep an eye out. As soon as our target starts being evacuated, I will update. And Gabriel, Olivia and I shall be on your backup in terms of any combat. And by the way, how are the cameras looking after the power outage? How much is still online in
The cameras are all
area?
off.
Nothing in the area?
I'm thinking of sneaking in and trying to, be part of.
I was going
people.
to like ask, but just kept being asked questions.
I want to like blend in with the guys prepping the vehicles to drive away, and even better, I want to be Margot's driver.
All right.
Gabriel, does Gabriel share this?
Yes.
Well, I will see it. Well, my worry is, what if the AI notices you? Like it can certainly most likely tell you apart from the normal employees. I'm not worried about the regular staff or the soldiers.
Persephone, what do you think?
And mind you, Gabriel, right now, Margot is not even out of that basement.
Well,
if shit goes south, I wouldn't be able to even command her to go out.
Gabriel asked a question to Persephone. Yeah. Gabriel, when you ask Persephone this question, you realize that Persephone's not behaving as usual. There's still a lot of responsiveness. There's still a lot of thought happening. But it's almost like there's more clarity than before, as Persephone responds with, just go in there, I can make things work in our favor. But Persephone speaks these words to you specifically.
Okay. Just trust me. I haven't failed a mission yet.
All right, then at the very least, Gabriel, here's the thing. Wait to go in until I can see that our target is actually left the basement. Because I'll have some access to her if something goes wrong. Is that acceptable?
I'm just getting in position to do that.
Because if they know one of us is inside the building...
I'm not going inside the building. I'm staying with the vehicles that are going to evacuate people.
Oh, those vehicles are inside the building, right, Miguel?
Right now, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah. So,
I mean, you still haven't had your action, Gabriel. Neither has Jack, so... If you guys want to try and get into the building, that's entirely up to you.
Just so you know,
like somebody, I cannot skip time every single second. So, I'm like, it's Kian's organization. There's a chance they're gonna unleash the fucking flamethrowers on me.
Potentially.
Fuck all my counter.
I'm not gonna say no to that. I mean.
And mind you, need I to remind you that all of your actions and movements are visible as in daylight for Iris. So if you mess up the plan,
I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting close to go. I'm getting ready to go in on signal, kind of deal.
I'm probably just gonna drive the quote-unquote Iris towards more destruction.
What do you mean, Jack? Can you...
I'm just gonna drive the car in which Jasper's gonna sit and like cause some bullshit to happen.
Okay.
Are there any troops, are there any troops going out to after whatever threats where Jasper was and stuff?
Right. Well, where Jasper was.
Well, yeah, because where they did
Abel would have seen a bunch of first responders going all over the area. Some lights, which it's hard to tell if they're if it's police or some other type of first, but it's definitely a type of first responder, and a good number of them are headed towards the station, the power station.
But I would also know. I would also see those.
If you want to specifically, pay attention to that, then yeah, you see a bunch of police going to the power station. You'd also know that Jasper isn't there anymore.
I'm more interested whether there were any. What about Owl's Eye guys?
None. Well, not unless the cops are Owl's Eye guys, but that's kind of hard to tell.
I think I'm gonna set up like I'm like the final guard as people leave, and like they're gonna have to pick me up as they go.
Gabriel, as you're waiting,
yeah,
you see the doors to this entryway to the Owl's Eye building slide open.
Does anyone come out?
Mm-mm. No.
What do I see inside through the door?
The door opens. You see the inside of the building. Seems to be basically one of the entrances. This one looks like a staff entrance. It's not the front entrance.
Persephone, is that you opening the door?
There's no response at first until you hear, "We need to get to her before they do."
Fine. So, can I have a willpower for my rebel nature?
I mean, if you're going in, yes, absolutely.
I'm going in.
Oh my god! Listening to voices in your head never ended well in this campaign, except for Iris, but she's Iris.
So you head inside. And you
straight up here from Iris. What the fuck, Gabriel?
You don't see a lot of movement in this area, but you do hear that the vehicles are being prepared. And you remember vaguely the layout of this area. Up to you where you'd like to go.
As Gabriel does that, Iris is gonna start basically focusing on his area and his routes and people and seeing if Margot has come out yet or not.
To your knowledge, Margot isn't out yet.
Gabriel, Margot isn't out yet. If you are the cause for this fuck up, trust me, I will have your skin, literally. And then she just proceeds to tell you what's around you in the corridors, people.
And I can't help but think back, is this supposed to scare me?
Love the lack of emotion. It's beautiful.
But that's probably gonna piss Iris off and make all of this worse.
The Sabbat isn't built on friendships.
Gabriel, mind you, Iris can take your skin from where she is right now.
I know.
Proceed.
So, I know like where the kits are, like in a case of emergency, and I'm gonna go start like actually like I'm gonna start prepping the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Just blend in with the crowd.
So make
Whatever. By the way, I would give her any information that would help Gabriel to fake that. Okay.
sure. In that case, Gabriel, charisma and performance.
Okay. I am spending a willpower, and staying in character, I do believe applies.
Obviously. If it would apply anywhere, I'm not going to take this
Although
one from
I
you.
would argue that I should be using manipulation.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick.
So, Palese. Oh my god.
Nice. Yeah, basically, you see
That's
one
7.
of the soldiers helping prep the vehicles. He looks to you and says, "Okay, you're late. Come on." And he basically points you to, like, gives you some instructions on prepping the car, and you fit in like a glove. No one suspects anything, as far as you can tell. Jasper, as you made your way out of the power station, am I to assume that you did so through the Shadowlands? Or are you taking another path?
I thought Jack was going to pick me up. He mentioned something about that,
Jack?
I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still watching the station and considering going inside with shadows. Yeah, in that case, Jasper, you see Jack drive up, and you hear sirens in the distance.
Yep. Jasper will casually and very Iris-like walk in through the car.
Yep. And Jack, where are you driving?
Good fucking question. Probably like Iris indicated, some area towards progress in the like bullshit narrative of invasion.
Yeah, I would have like pointed out some area for like them to approach. Maybe somewhere like to basically fake it as if they're gonna use the sewers to, you know, proceed further.
All right. So, Jack, as you begin to drive out, you can make a perception and alertness roll, please.
Mm-hmm. Hello, sir. What the fuck? That's a 1! Or a 0.
That's one success. That's one success.
Oh no.
You lucky bastard. 1.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as you're driving through the city, you eventually sense something weird. There aren't a lot of cars driving around. There are a few, in a bit of a panic. At some point, one van drives past you, and you sense a lot of non-Cainite magic emanating out of it. You can tell, because you ran through the scenario many times, as your military training would have you do, that the van is most likely headed in the direction of Alzai.
Towards them, right? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, towards it.
Yeah, like I would come over my fucking figure and pick the plates and go over our Malkavian radio and tell Iris what to look for because sus.
Okay. I quickly just let Gabriel know that. Well, I do have perception shift, so I can keep part of my attention on Margot coming out, whatever Gabriel's doing, but I just switch to wherever Jack is and for that car. It's within my range, so I should be able to see with full X-ray vision.
All right. In that case, inside, it's hard for you to tell exactly any details, but you do manage to make out the general scene inside the car. It's a van with 6 men sitting in very, very odd-looking gear. Definitely
X-ray
something. Definitely something you'd expect to see present in Alzai.
Does
Like,
it look
looks
like one
that
of
vibe.
those? Remember, I actually saw their gear room.
Yeah, one time.
Does it look like some of their exosuits or whatever the hell?
It could be, but it doesn't look like any of the ones you've seen.
And it's heading towards Alzai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so essentially I'm straight up going to say that, okay guys, you've got your first distraction. Jasper, explode their gas tank, whatever. I'm not entirely sure. They have some Alzai tech, so keep in mind everything Jasper said, but make sure those guys don't get to Alzai. If you need, I can explode the gas tank from here, and you just take over.
Sure thing. I cannot directly see the gas tank, so it might be easier for you to do it.
Absolutely. And I'll just do quickly the combust.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you roll for it. Jack, as you see the car sort of, divert in the direction of Alzai, you see an explosion. The van basically capsizes. There's a bunch of civilians screaming in horror. But you then sense that whatever magic was there just flared the fuck up.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Gabriel, as you're helping the car prep, you see that some of the personnel helping reach towards their, they have these earpieces. They reach towards the earpieces, and you...
Aspects.
Hold on, you don't need to, because you hear their communications in your head.
Yay!
And what you hear is a rough and sort of, out of breath voice saying, "Okay, we're making our way out. Be ready."
I'm gonna relay this to the group in my head.
Well, you can't relay it in your head, but Iris actually can hear it all, and she's been paying attention. So she's the one who basically
I'll tell
whispers.
the one guy, hey, I'll drive one of the vehicles.
We got enough successes before to justify that.
Yeah.
The guy basically looks to you and says, "I mean, you look calmer than I am. Go on.
Training. I just say, and I, you know.
Yep. So there are 4 vehicles or vans. From left to right, which one are you picking?
I am gonna try and wait and pick the one that Margot gets into.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's see.
by the way, do I see Margot come out?
One sec. Okay, there we go. Just so the audience can see. You do indeed eventually see, coming out of that blind spot in the basement, groups of soldiers decked out in a similar manner as the ones you saw in that van. Following them is a group of scientists, lab coat, all that basically tells you what their profession is, and among them is Margot. You do, however, notice a few differences in her attire from the last time you saw her. She has some sort of device around her wrist, and it has some small metal bits that connect to rings on the tips of each of her fingers.
All right.
And they're beginning to make their way to the cars, basically.
Yeah. So, could I just observe whatever commands they have, because they probably have already, like, some commands or whatever about which group goes with which car or whatever. Is there anything like that?
I suppose the command might actually come up. From group 1 to 4, you understand that Margot seems to be following group 3.
Right, so I'll basically let Gabriel know that. Let him figure out which one is group 3 car, inconspicuously over Stephanie.
Okay, I'll just be like, which one's group 3 or whatever. I'll just ask the guy I'm working with.
Have to roll something.
Suspicious.
I want to roll. Can I just be like, I'm assigned to, that vehicle?
So I'm seeing if he
Subterfuge.
beats your previous performance roll.
Oh, okay.
He looks to you a bit weirded out for a second and just says, "Okay, I guess. Look, you don't need to pretend if you're not nervous. Group 3, that van, okay?"
Thanks. I take in a deep breath, let it out real slow, like I am nervous, like, and then walk to the vehicle, get in.
While Gabriel is preparing, I'm just going to. Is anyone else evacuated with Margot in the same group?
Yes.
How many total? How many soldiers with them?
There are 2 people, 2 staff aside from Margot. One of them is also in a lab coat. It's this sort of thin guy who seems to have a lot of scars on him. Might actually, since you do have some experience with this, I actually could have you make a roll. Just make a quick wits and alertness, or wits and investigation, while I describe the other guy. And the other guy is in more of essentially what you would assume is sort of like a test attire, like this really tight suit with a lot of gadgets strapped onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are being directed to the same
Yeah.
van,
Okay,
and that's
so-
one success. So you'd recognize the
No,
scars
that's
on.
2 successes. 2 successes.
Oh, it is, because you got yeah. Sorry, I didn't see the 7. You'd recognize the scars as signs of torture.
All right. Well, I don't know. Should I like spend it as a blood point for perception shift if that does anything or not? Because
Not unless you want to do something on the same turn.
no. It's more that basically while they're moving up from the basement, those the soldiers with their tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to to scare off the prey before it starts moving out, but I also want to be a bit more aware of what kind of tech is, and because of the way of like Genius Loki, I essentially just want to like zoom in, just like see like what type of tech it is, like basically intelligence technology, just like without directly interacting with magic yet.
I'll say, yeah, perception. Well, not perception tech. I'd say in this case, maybe. Well, perception tech in tech, they'll give you different bits of information. You can choose which one you want.
How are they different?
So, perception tech will give you, like, visual clues to what the thing does. Int tech will give you, essentially, mental theories of what it might do based on the obvious aspects of the tech.
I guess let's go with perception.
Mm-hmm. And while you
discerning applies? Discerning?
Yeah. While you make that roll, Jasper and Jack, as you're driving, Jack, are you keeping up? Are you keeping to the speed limit? Are you speeding a little?
Was they ever supposed to go engage those guys though?
Well, you just blew up the van.
What if they survive?
Sure.
Unlikely.
The van blew up. It's up to Jack if he wants to go to them or not. But I mainly want to know if you're speeding right now.
Nah.
Okay.
Which I move alongside like the flow of the traffic if there is any.
All right. There isn't any traffic. If anything, there are a few abandoned cars around. And as you're taking a turn just to check on the wreckage of the van to make sure, nothing slipped by, you look to the van. You see bodies. You count bits that you assume to be the driver. There's 1, 2, 3. You don't see any other bodies. Jasper, as both of you are sort of checking the van, from the corner of your eye, you catch on the rearview mirror a figure sprinting towards your car from behind you.
How big is this figure?
In
Tall
the mirror,
human.
about yay big.
Tall human, let's say.
Okay,
Like
I will-
2 meter tall human.
Damn.
Built like a fucking truck again.
Is that visible to me?
Yes, if you glance at Jack and Jasper's direction, you can see that guy. And actually, Abel, you'd be able to see another one on the rooftops.
So there's a guy sprinting, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna Create an illusion of a brick wall right in front of him.
All right.
Just like a few centimeters before him.
All right.
While he's sprinting
Motherfucker.
full speed.
Let me make a roll for him.
That's a lot of damage.
It's not so much to see if he runs at it. It's to see if he, like, with what impact he does. Okay, that would be that plus that. All right. So, as you manifest this brick wall, you're doing it on the one on the road, running after the car, right? Abel?
Indeed.
Okay. Jasper and Jack. First of all, Jack, are you speeding? No.
There's not enough distance. If all I can be speeding backwards,
All right. Well,
or like
as you're
probably a bit, but like
as you very quickly consider your choices and you see this brick wall just appearing in the middle of the road, you hear whatever is inside that suit screaming as it sprints towards the wall head first. Jasper, because you have experience with modifying people, could you make a perception and medicine roll, please?
I have some slight experience with that too.
I'm also interested on the guy on the roof.
I'll update you in a moment.
Perception and medicine, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Also, I dispel the wall once the damage is done.
All right. So, as the guy runs at the wall, and Abel allows the wall to fade, Jasper, while the guy is covered head to toe in gear, you do see very faint specks of blood flying off from the gaps in the suit. The guy in there is not in a good state. And for him to be sprinting like this, he's either very, very high on adrenaline or very, very high on something else. But he's not. That's. You're not gonna be fighting a normal human if you try to fight this thing.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Is the thing that is his body armor or in other things that have been altered made of metal?
Yes, it is. Well, parts of it.
Arky.
No, another thing.
No, I'm talking about Jasper's action.
Jasper would probably tell Jack to stop, and let's try to get Alzai's attention here by getting rid of this guy.
By all means.
And as soon as Jasper steps out, he will use Ionic Attunement again.
All right, that does take a turn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does Abel warn us about the sentry?
The one on the roof?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I probably, yes. I say there's one more on the roof.
Okay. Can I just create a tentacle and yank the motherfucker off the roof?
Yeah. You can roll for that. Let's I'm not gonna have you roll for creating the tentacle. Make a roll of strength to try and knock him down.
It's gotta be 9 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Palace. Oh, motherfucker.
All right.
It's not bad.
So, Jasper, you focus and you feel this sort of static tingling in the air. You're fairly certain that whatever you do next is going to have a pretty significant impact. Meanwhile, Abel, you basically see a shadow in one of the rims of the rooftop shape into this appendage that basically reaches out towards the figure running in the rooftop, and with sort of like a sweeping motion knocks it off balance, and the figure goes falling off the roof. Now,
Do I see the figure?
At least you can
Do I see
hear
the
it.
figure
Well, now you do, yes.
falling off the roof?
Now that it's, careening down.
Can I like make out what kind of a is it shaped in the same way as the other dude, or
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll create an illusion of a very, very thin mat under him.
Basically Japanese foot toddling. Motherfucker.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's gotta survive barely.
Well, Jasper will not see the mat, but since he saw the guy falling down, and well, a falling target cannot dodge, he is going to give him a punch while using sparking grasp and hitting any metal parts of the man.
All right. If I recall correctly, I know what Sparking Grasp does. So I have to check a modifier regarding what the guy is wearing. Okay. So you're going to grasp the guy as he reaches you, yeah?
Oh, he Jasper doesn't have to grasp. He just needs to touch, and he's going to touch by punching it.
Okay. So make an attack roll, and then
Well, first I have to activate the power.
sure, we can do it that way. I was gonna have the activation after, but it doesn't really matter.
Illicit. Damn. Well, it's active.
Okay.
Well, we need
And-
more than active.
Dex and Brawl for the punch, please.
That would be 7.
All right. That does hit. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have you roll for damage because it's fucking punch. So the damage is going to come solely from your power.
Which proceeds to instantly heat up and
Mhm.
melt the metal and all
So-
his body.
Essentially, as your punch connects, I'm gonna make like a quick roll because you're punching the same guy who just ran through a brick wall. So it's that plus that. I'll just auto-succeed that. It's fine. So it hurts like shit, but you prevent your hand from breaking as it's essentially like punching a train. However, as soon as the punch connects, Jack, you sort of see these arches of lightning flash as the red-hot suit this man's in begins to smell like a barbecue. The guy, screaming at the top of his lungs, is going to try and make an attack. And as he tries, you hear this sort of metal grinding noise as his arm falls off. Now, the guy falling lands. You sort of hear these snapping noises in the suit. He then proceeds to stand up, look to you. He sees the body of the other soldier on the ground, and you hear this muffled scream as he begins charging towards you, screaming, "Rhodes, no!" And he just charges towards the two of you. In the meantime,
Yep.
let's go back to Aiden and Serena, or Iris.
K-Day.
So, Iris, looking towards the group, remind me, which individual are you trying to discern the use of the technology?
Well, I mean, I know already their AI system has
Persephone,
yeah. Persephone 2.0 has like some abilities beyond what's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I block them a little bit? Like, is Persephone?
Yeah, essentially, I don't know if you've
interfering.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, essentially, obviously, I'd probably like try to use whatever limited time I have just to see what, whether any of those devices have, like the radio antenna component, whether it's Wi-Fi, whatever, because normally they'd need something like that to communicate, right?
And which, did you make a perception or intelligence?
I did perception technology roll.
Okay, so for perception and tech, you notice that a lot of the usage that's being made of the tech is within what you would expect of mundane technology.
Mm-hmm.
Namely, apart from the basement, you're pretty sure that whatever Persephone could have done up here, Persephone hasn't done anything yet.
But I haven't actually yet into.
At this point, you'd see some reaction from the people using the tech that would indicate Persephone is in use.
Yeah. But either way, again, just to be safe, given that it also could see my astral projection within like the armory and stuff, right? It's essentially like with Aiden, I would have communicated like, look, there's some tech, like soldiers is one thing, but also in Margot, and I wouldn't put it past them to have maybe some kill switch. So I would be able to essentially fuck about with them, but safest bet once they're outside the building, the range. But I don't know what outside the box abilities they have, so if your Persephone 1.0 can also maybe for a small instance to cut off whatever external communication abilities, it'd be far easier for me to convince the spirits or block off access without outside interference. And tap your index finger twice on the wheel. Tap your index finger twice on the wheel if you get what I'm trying to achieve.
I do the double tap on the wheel with my index finger.
Right. Then ask your friend about this plan, and if it's a yes, tap once, maybe twice, no, don't tap.
It wouldn't be safe to ask.
Well, you can ask Persephone mentally.
Oh, right.
It's
You
the
don't-
voice in your
don't
head,
talk
you
to me.
see.
Don't talk to me. Nobody can hear my voice
Persephone?
to you.
I'm just in my head. Persephone, do you think that you can block the signal on Margot's equipment when we leave?
I absolutely
Also,
will. You have to
also
reach
on
into
all-
her pocket, though.
What am I grabbing?
You know what we're grabbing.
All right.
And as the personnel are loaded into each of the vehicles, you do, both of you do see that at some point, the very scarred scientist seems to be sort of fidgety, looking around, and Margot, sitting across from him, looks him in the eyes and just says, "Don't move. You're thinking you tried that last time. It didn't work." And he sort of just accepts his fate and just waits for the ride to be over.
I whisper to Gabriel that I think once the vehicle is out of the building, I'd be able to use the, that guy to make a distraction happen.
All right. I need to get my hand in her pocket.
Pocket?
So that
what's in her pocket?
Or no,
What's in her
I'm not hawking back because they can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could establish quickly a link with you, because
Things have gotten out of hand.
well, no, they're just more intense. So you'd basically hear Iris say, "Right, I'm opening up a separate link with you," and I'd actually probably have to. Would I have to drop the babble because that's separate power?
Are you starting a new power that requires maintained concentration?
It's telepathy.
Yeah, that would break Babel.
Right. Then I'd probably ask the rest. Can I basically like break connection with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Jack says, "Yeah, sure," as he has a fucking human tank running towards him.
Yes.
Right. So
We're
then,
gonna figure it out.
right. Then essentially I just inform everyone and do a telepathic link with Gabriel. And then just mentally say to him, right then, so there's a guy who apparently was a troublemaker. I will be able to use him. But best to get out of the building.
I need to get my hand in Margot's pocket so that I can help Persephone do the job.
What's in Margot's pocket? I can see it. Now that I'm paying attention.
basically, you see flashes of a small device. And to Gabriel's understanding, it's not entirely clear what he knows about it, but he knows it's important to have Persephone achieve.
Well, more like
what Persephone is actually capable of.
Yeah, but Iris can see the device in her pocket because X-ray vision.
Yeah, it's out of character question. Did you see the device Gabriel collected before?
He would have shown me the events, and
I did
actually
show
Jack
you.
showed me, and Jack did. So yeah.
Yeah, so you'd recognize it as basically a similar shape, only it looks brand spanking new.
What's the type of vehicles they're going to be driving? Because like sometimes those armored vehicles, like in police or whatever, they have like a door from the driver to, to the back. Is there like a door from the front to the back, or is it only access from wherever there's like?
The van has 2 doors at the back and one on each side, those sliding doors.
Yeah, what about, is there any way from driver
Is
to...
it open access throughout the entire cab?
There is a barrier, but the barrier is like, it's not like a wall, it's essentially a small hatch, basically.
All right. From the back to the front?
Repeat, please.
Visibility from, like, because Margot...
Oh, it